Well, hey, Life Group Leaders, once again, welcome to your weekly Life Group Leader training video. This week, our passage is Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 through 25. It's a story that we're all familiar with. It is the Christmas story. So if you haven't had a chance to spend some time with that passage, even though you know the story, go ahead and stop this video, go spend some time with that passage, and then you can return to the video and get ready to lead your group. But once again, this is a story that we all know, and it's one that becomes so familiar that we miss the audacity, we miss the boldness, we miss the monumental nature of this story. And so for this week, I just want you to imagine that you are Joseph and Mary, and I want you to really experience and taste the price that they would have had to have paid to bring Jesus into the world. In fact, the price that they did pay to bring Jesus into the world, because for them, honor and shame is the number one currency in their world. It is what is underneath all social relationships. It is what connects you with people. It's what gives you resources. It's what gives you the ability, your honor is what gives you the ability to have a job, to provide for your family. And so to lose honor, to receive shame is detrimental for anyone. Life-changing, oftentimes life-ending. For Joseph and Mary, there would have been nothing more shameful than to be caught having sex before marriage. There are instances where it says that if a couple is caught in adultery, that there are Jewish commentators who write that if a couple is caught having sex before marriage, that they might as well be dead. That's kind of the sentiment that's brought to it, that's how much shame would have been brought upon them. And yet here we have Joseph and Mary. Mary's pregnant, and Joseph and Mary know that they have not had sex, but there has never been anyone in all of history who has ever gotten pregnant without having sex apart from Mary. And yet here she is, she's pregnant, and Joseph and Mary are not married. Now I want you to imagine when they tell the people around them, I want you to imagine they tell their family, their friends, look, listen, this isn't Joseph's child, that this is God's child, right? That we haven't had sex, that I've been impregnated by the Holy Spirit. Imagine the eye rolls that they would have received. And yet, Joseph and Mary, they continue to move forward with God's plan. And even verse 25 tells us that they choose to not have sex until Jesus is born. And we won't go into the nitty-gritty details of this, but a common practice at a Jewish wedding, after a Jewish wedding, would be that the couple, who are virgins, would have sex and then present the sheet that they had sex on to prove that they were indeed virgins. And so it would have been easy for them to just give in and to prove to their community that they were virgins, to receive their honor back, to receive their reputation back, but they are committed to God's plan. And ultimately, they pay the price for it. Imagine what would have happened to their reputation. Their reputation is tarnished. Their honor is taken from them. They would spend the rest of their lives with this reputation, with the cold shoulders, with the inability to get a job, with the struggles that it has when you are someone with that reputation. And yet they're willing to pay the price because they know that bringing Jesus into the world is worth it. And so what we see from this story is that bringing in Jesus into our world is costly. That just like Joseph and Mary, they pay a price, we too have to pay a price if we're going to bring Jesus into our world. Maybe like them, that price is our reputation. Maybe like them, that price is our comfort. Maybe like them, that price may be something that happens in our workplace where we receive reprimands for talking about Jesus. Whatever it is, there's a price to be paid to bring Jesus into the world. We've got to be like Mary and Joseph. We've got to believe that that price is worth it and pay that price. And so this week, emphasize that main idea, that bringing Jesus into our world is always costly. But also, we want you to challenge your group to do it anyways. Challenge your group this week to have one moment where they take a step towards bringing Jesus into the world, no matter what the price that they have to pay. Because whatever the price they have to pay, it's worth it. Mary and Joseph knew that. Show them that in the text. We hope you have a great week. We are praying for you, and we will see you soon.